Hello and welcome, this is Noah with Nomad Gaming, and thank you for joining us for another video about the Marvel Champions LCG. Marvel Champions is a living card game produced and distributed by Fantasy Flight Games, and if you are looking for a place to stay up to date on your news, strategy, deck building, and of course gameplay for this fantastic game, please click subscribe and stay tuned to the channel for more coming soon. Today we have another video following up on the announcements from Gen Con weekend, and one of those announcements is incredibly exciting. That is official print and play from Fantasy Flight Games. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We have got a modular encounter set released on print and play by Fantasy Flight Games. This is something that you can download the PDF from their website. It'll be linked in the description to this video, and you can print these cards and use them in any scenario that you want. That's right, this is a modular set, so we can add this to any scenario that you want, bringing in Ronan the Accuser and his highly powerful cards to challenge you and up the difficulty level that you've got. So let's run through the cards here, talk about what they're going to do to some of the different scenarios that we can use them in, and talk about what kind of fun we think we're going to have in the game playing against the Accuser himself. So let's start off and take a peek at the Ronan minion. We've got 3 scheme, 3 attack. He has Accuser Core, Elite, and Kree as his tags. He's going to have 9 health per player. He comes in with toughness. He cannot be stunned. And then he has the Forced Interrupt. When the villain phase begins, Ronan the Accuser engages the hero with the fewest remaining hit points. And then he also has a boost icon, or a boost ability, which says, put Ronan the Accuser into play engaged with you. So he's going to get out onto the table easier. He's got a big 3 scheme and 3 attack. It can be defended. Don't want to scheme with 3 scheme very often, especially with fewer players on the table. That's going to be a concern. The toughness is difficult but manageable. The not being able to be stunned thing is harsh, but he can be confused, so we can keep that scheme away. All in all, exciting, kind of fun to play with. Very interested to see how this works out. But I mean, I think the biggest news here is that he's going to have 9 health in a solo match, and as you move up the chain, his health just gets unreasonable. 18 health in a 2-player game, 27 health in a 3-player game, and of course, I mean, 36 health if you're playing with a full suite of 4 heroes. This guy is huge, and he's not going to go anywhere, and he's going to pick on your smallest guy. This is interesting. I think it's cool. It adds a new flavor to some of the cards. You know, like in the Rhino scenario, you can get some more minions with him in the play. It's like having a second Rhino, though. Big single hitting attacker that can't be stunned. That's rough. It's interesting to play this on a table where you're playing like Thor as one of your heroes, because Thor can draw him over maybe with Get Over Here, if you're playing Thor Aggression, of course, or whoever's playing Aggression can pull him to him. Maybe playing with the new Hulk hero, trying to draw this guy over to you and then smash him. Very interesting, lots of fun. Let's keep going through the set here, though. We're also going to be playing with a side scheme here for Judge, Jury, and Executioner. This has a forced response, and it says after a friendly character is defeated by an enemy, place 2 threat on the main scheme. So this is another one. If you lose an ally, you're going to have to add scheme here, or threat here to the main scheme. It's also got an acceleration icon there, which means that we're going to want to get rid of this guy as quickly as we possibly can. It's the theme here of adding for this, the death of friendly characters, just spices things up a little bit, really puts a new angle of challenge onto you. And then this also has the boost effect that it gets put into play. So these cards from this Kree Fanatic pack are really going to want to get on the table and are going to try to get there in any way possible. Alright, let's check out the condition attachment. The Accused. This says attached to your identity, so this attaches to either your hero or alter ego side and stays with you when you flip. It has a forced interrupt. When an enemy initiates an attack against the attached identity, that enemy gets +1 attack for that attack. And then it has a forced response. After Ronan the Accuser is defeated, discard this card. So that's kind of cool that it goes away if you get rid of Ronan. It adds extra attack, which is rough, and it's got that boost icon again that is going to attach to our identity when it is revealed as a boost card. So again, these cards are piling out of the deck. I think it provides a new and interesting element here. It's kind of like a targeting thing, but it doesn't affect whether or not he engages with you. It adds a lot of flavor, makes it interesting, and makes it difficult to try to overcome this. In the 4th slot here in the pack, we've got Bring the Hammer Down. This is another Treachery, or this is a Treachery rather, which has got a when revealed effect. It says Ronan the Accuser activates against the player he is engaged with. If Ronan the Accuser is not in play, this card gains Surge. I mean, this is great. It's adding more card flips. It's got Ronan is going to be able to attack or scheme again. Obviously, you don't want to be scheming with Ronan. He's got a boost effect, and if this activation defeats a character, deal the first player 1 face down encounter cards. So, this isn't coming into play because this doesn't come into play, but it does have another boost effect here. And if it does end up killing somebody, any character, even a minion, you pick up an extra encounter card. It's got 3 boost icons too to go with that star icon. So this is definitely going to put the hurt on you and add to the unpredictability of the game here with this boost effect and this guy as a possible Surger. I hate Surge. Anyway, we've got a Treachery here. You Dare Oppose Me. And this is the last 2 cards of the pack. There are 2 of these. And this is interesting because it's going to attack us in several ways. It's when revealed, discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. Each time a card belonging to Kree Fanatic set is discarded, deal that card to yourself as a face-down encounter card. And then it's got boost. If this activation is an attack, that attack gains Overkill. So it's adding Overkill. It's got the ability to put more of these guys out onto the table. There's only 7 of these in the encounter deck, but I mean, a lot of the encounter decks, when they're all put together, have 30 to 35 cards. So this is like, what is that, a 5th of the deck is going to be these guys. So if you're flipping 5 of these, there's a pretty strong possibility you're going to flip one and then end up playing that as well. You'll trigger its when revealed. If it's one of these Treacheries, you're going to get an attachment if it's an attachment. All around across the table, this is an interesting new way to attack, but also discarding top 5 cards of the encounter deck means we're moving faster through it, looking towards getting more acceleration icons. That's scary. And then this boost activated ability, if this is an attack, it gains Overkill. There's a couple different ways here that Ronan is attacking the idea of using minions as repetitive blockers. I think this is going to put a damper on some of the more leadership swarmy builds if you choose to play this. Of course, this is a print on demand, so you're only playing this if you want to play this, and if you're looking for that extra challenge, I think we've found a great place to find it. I see one of the places that this is going to be really interesting as we wrap up this a little bit here is for players that don't find as much fun or joy in playing with heroic difficulty, dealing a ton of extra encounter cards a turn. Putting something like this modular set into an encounter to spice up its difficulty definitely gives you an alternative option to increase difficulty in a unique way that's maybe not going to be overwhelming. I like this particularly as a primary solo player. This could be a lot of fun to put into a set just to bump up the difficulty. Maybe you don't want to go up, like I said, to heroic 1 or 2, but you want to make things more difficult. So you play this. Obviously, if you're going to play this, you may know that you're building for it a little bit, so you may go light on the allies and see what shakes out. But I mean, if you want a true challenge, just take your deck in, your ally heavy deck in, and see how you can do with Ronan running around stomping on your little guys. But I think this is great. I'm really excited that Fantasy Flight Games put out this is official print and play product. So they're supporting this. They've play tested this and developed it, and they're trying to create another angle in which we can adapt the game really to our play style. You know, they've given us the idea of heroic. They've given us the ideas of how to make this game more or less difficult for us depending on our interest, and they're helping us now by giving us more cards that we can just print right now on your printer at the house and put these into play with you. I'm excited for it. I hope they continue to do this. But that's going to wrap us up for the video today. We're grateful that you've joined us here on Nomad Gaming. We're going to try to get some more content out this week, especially with the release of that Hulk Hero Pack. We look forward to some fun new stuff coming. If you haven't already, like this video, share it, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. We're excited to have you as part of the team, and until next time, let's go game.